Well, first of all, we have great respect for Colorado Mines. Jared Goodale and their staff have done a absolutely phenomenal job recruiting, and they've got quality young men and talented players. So we were fortunate to win that. They played well enough to win. It was a good baseball game. We got the break at the end. That could all change tomorrow, so we're obviously, going to understand that and be ready to play tomorrow. We talked as a group, and we said, we want close games. We want to be tested. We want to be in stressful situations and work at handling those and dealing with them. And I think for the most part we handled them. It gives all of us, it gives coaches, it gives players, pitchers an opportunity to deal with the stress and still perform.
Well, I just made sure that I reminded myself that I have 8 other guys behind me. Whenever any type of selfishness enters my mind, that's when stuff hits the fan and it gets worse. But there were a couple errors behind me, and I'm just really glad that I kept that in mind, because even though one person makes an error, that doesn't define how I pitch. It shouldn't. I was just hoping that my demeanor wouldn't change with being tied, or I wasn't pitching when we took the lead, but I made sure that just stayed the same. That my attitude towards every batter and towards every pitch stayed the same.
Before that last pitch, I sent a little prayer up to Ryan, asked him to help me out, and sure enough, he came through with another miracle like he always does. So I got to thank him, and like we said, we have the most utter respect for Mines, and we might even see him again tomorrow, and it'll be another tough game, so we're excited for that. We're just going to take away what we've taken away with playing them all season long, the same thing. We're going to see how they approach the game, what their hitters are doing, and just take the scouting reports and see the pitchers and just see what we can get from these games and take it into tomorrow and hopefully beat them with it. He said to me right before I went to the plate, he said, your hit and run approach is going to work great against this pitcher, and that's what I tried to do, just kind of work the ball to the right side. They had a big hole between second and first, and that's where I was aiming, but thankfully I got up the middle, and I just tried to stay as short as possible, especially with 2 strikes. I
was concerned that we might get that effort from him. He's a good kid, and he reminds me a lot of Ryan Reno, who we had, and he's a command guy. He stays away. If he has command of his fastball on the edges, and then he has that changeup going and can dump that breaking ball in and fastball counts, it's tough. It's tough on hitters, because you're trying to stay back and then the ball's away. I thought we squared up a lot of balls. We just didn't find holes, but he pitched a heck of a game, and he deserved to win that game as well. He pitched well enough for them to win.
It was really enjoyable, especially home run early. It kind of gets me on the rocker a little bit, but them being up most of the game, the first half of the game, kept me hungry, made me want to battle, and kept me in the game.
He's our fastest kid. And he's a kid that even if he gets a bad jump, he's still got a reasonable chance of making it because he's so incredibly fast. And when I walked out, I just told him, he tends to be a little passive though. And I said, hey, man, if we tell you to run, just do it. Don't worry. If they pick, beat the throw to second base. Just, he tends to worry about too much or messing up. And I gave him the freedom to screw up, and hopefully that helped him.
You just got to go up there with the most confidence that you've ever had. And there's a different guy stepping up every game. That's what's so great about this team, is you never know who's going to step up in this lineup. Bly's always a consistent factor. Serrano's always a consistent factor. But you look at Wednesday night, McLeod has the big hit. There's just a different guy every game, and that's you just got to go up there. We all have our confidence, the most confidence in ourselves and all of our teammates, so that's what you got to go up there with. Especially as our closer, he always gets fired up whenever he gets that last out, and sometimes he even gets mad when he doesn't even strike the guy out. So, seeing him with the energy that he brought, and even Jet, the energy he brought after he got out of that bases loaded jam, that was huge for us. So, seeing the energy that our pitchers bring, it definitely gets the offense going.
That was one of those bad dreams where you're running in sand or something, right? But yeah, amazing play, and that was the question on whether or not he could, get some sort of balance to where he could get to the ball and flip it. And the call was correct. He got it there on time. That was a game saver for us.